Stocks fell sharply and gold followed after the Federal Reserve cut interest rates by 25 basis points. Now, normally you would think an interest rate cut is good for stocks and good for gold, and that's why we had those rallies going into the rate decision. But as I warned you in other videos, it's not about what happens, but what is expected to come. And Fed Chairman Powell said point blank that a rate cut in December, a follow-up move, is not a foregone conclusion, that no decisions have been made yet. And there's a lot of strong opinions on both sides for a rate cut, not for a rate cut at this meeting. In fact, I said in my earlier video that what to watch are the dissents. And by surprise, the dissent showed that Herein continued to vote for 50 basis point cut, but we actually had one member, Schmidt, who voted for no change in interest rates. And that was completely in left field. So while the Fed still cut interest rates by 25 basis points, the fact that we had one member vote for no change really caught the market by surprise. That started to lead to a little bit of a sell-off in stocks, a little bit of sell-off in gold. And then when Powell came out and said, we have not decided that we're going to cut interest rates in December, that really is what tipped the scales for equities and for gold itself. Now, in the dollar, which basically soared on the back of Powell's comments, it hung tight right after it. I think, the main takeaway here is that they're still watching the data. They feel that the tariffs are going to have a temporary impact. Powell said he saw that growth was steady, not doing too bad before the shutdown. And while he thinks the shutdown did curb growth or is curbing growth, that it should reverse once the U.S. government reopens. So he doesn't see a long-lasting effect from the shutdown. Overall, these comments, especially that line about not making a decision about December cutting rates, is really going to reverberate across the market. And I think, we're going to see a move that could last. Now, of course, we do have Trump in speaking with President Xi at the end of the week. So that could bring a little relief to the equity markets after any type of pullback. But I think, the Fed trajectory has definitely changed a little bit after today's FOMC.